I want to have a couple more thoughts on this whole idea of rightness. Not rightness, but like just like the right. I want to talk about a little bit about my opinions about what Ross is saying here. My first, discussion here about Ross, specifically about him, and to review here, he kind of was saying that morality, good and right, is something that is, something that is the nature of the universe or something like that. He said it's, part of it's an inherent part of the universe, and it's that the right isn't reducible to anything. I'll leave a link down there. This is just the link down there is my whole entire discussion about Ross's meaning of right, the first part of the Right and the Good, his book, and this is just my thoughts about what Ross was saying here. And pretty much Ross was saying that the right is like pretty much not reducible to anything. It's not reducible to things. It's it's kind of something that's not reducible at all. But it's something that like it's an act of rightness. If rightness is done, that creates good results, not in a different state of affairs, but in the same exact state of affairs. Like I gave the example, like how the consequential idea of more, where it's saying that if you do certain right acts, that in a certain other state of affairs, there will be outcomes of good. And then I talked about how, you know, with this example of somebody falling in the hallway that you don't even know this person, and they fall and they drop all their stuff. There's only one state of affairs, but if you do this one right action, there's this one production of good results in this one state of affairs. So it's not really a consequentialist idea, because a consequential idea pushes the good in a different kind of state of affairs. Like, for example, if you are doing a good duty just so that you can have a sense of duty and you feel good about yourself, that's a consequential idea. And this is not. This is the same state of affairs, here. If you help somebody up and help them get out of the books, I explain all this better in the video that I posted down below. But I kind of want to discuss the ideas of rightness he's posting here, that he's saying here, Ross is saying. I totally agree with the fact that you can't just reduce these terms like right and good to definitive definitions. I totally agree with that, and I agree that it's that relativism is not tenable, and I think I'm thinking that with the whole idea of right being an active right produces a good thing. I mean, and he's not necessarily correlating the good with the right as much as others are. He's just saying that certain certain better things will occur in the same state of affairs. If in this one state of affairs you do a certain right action, then in that same state of affairs some good approvable actions will some good approvable outcomes will come. So I want to say, I want to think that my thought about rights, my thought about the right is, everyone's thought about the right includes act, or includes, ought, moral obligation, duty, and constraints, and all this stuff. That's what rightness is, I think, or not rightness, but the right. That's what the right is, and I think I love the way Ross puts it. Because I think that if you acknowledge morality, here's why I think morality is actually something that's tenable. Because if you do something that, because we have this idea of common sense morality, which we all have some sort of sense of morals, which are, sort of in common, which means we have this common sense morality, which, because of, if someone falls and falls and drops all their stuff, they might expect someone to come and help them. I mean, they might not expect it, but if nobody did, then, they'd be like, wow, what assholes all of you are. I mean, they might not, be expecting that, but if nobody did, then the person might think, wow, some nice people you are. But my thoughts are that if you acknowledge morality and acknowledge all its duties, constraints, obligations, acknowledge what is right, what right acts are in every state of affairs, then a positive response will be I mean, I'm not saying that this is the reason, but a positive response will come back to you. There will be, people. I mean, if you do help the person help the person get up after they fall and help them pick all their stuff up, they will most likely be, oh, thank you. I didn't know what happened there. I slipped. And I think that most people are like this. There are some people who would just be like, get off me. I don't need any help. They're too proud. But that amount of people is very few, I think. If I did happen to fall and drop a bunch of stuff, if somebody helped me up, I would say, oh, thanks. So I don't know. What I'm thinking here is that I really like Ross's discussion of right here, and to discuss like his whole idea of morality is that morality is something that is woven, that it is a part of the universe. It's a part of the whole of the universe. This makes me want to unite, because before I've discussed how there's two sources of morality, from us and from divine beings, a divine being. I want to, with this whole idea of morality, I want to just combine the whole thing. This makes me think about morality in a whole combined sense, that morality and right and good is a property that is just a part of the universe, because I think, I mean, Ross might not have thought this is I don't know, Ross probably didn't think that rightness and good, that the right and good, all these moral properties were part of the universe because of a God, but I think that that's why. It's because of a God. That's my opinion, probably not his. I don't know if it's his or not. I haven't read enough of him to know what his beliefs on theism and atheism are, but I really think that this is a good idea of deontology. I want to compare this to Kant, even just to compare. I guess I don't want to compare it to Kant yet, but I'm really liking this still. I'm really liking Kant still. But Ross has like 5 or 6 things that we need to honor, like 4 or 5 or 6 acts that we need to honor. But I'm gonna continue with Ross's stuff later.